Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Haziq Ifan Bihamdan and my ID is TB17036.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdul Qayyum bin Haji Rabli. My ID number is TB17041.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Alif Naikuddin bin Muhammad Nordin and my student ID is TB17110.
For introduce, we group have decided to produce a tank temperature monitoring, indicating and safety system. Short form is Ttmiss. In this system have three main functions, which is first to monitoring temperature of the substance inside. Second is indicate the temperature and threat level of the tank. And last is to ensure safety of the worker. Next we go to list of components that we use in this system. For main component is DC motor. The function is as indicate, the fan turn on and cooling down the tank. Next we use L293D motor driver. We also use the DC power supply. Function is to supply current to respectively load. And we also use relay as act as an automatic switch when used to different voltage level. Then we use 3 LED, which is red, yellow and green, as a danger level indicator. Next we use LM016L LCD to display the message to the user. Then for last we use a temperature sensor, LM35 temperature sensor. Function is put inside the tank to detect water temperature. Thank you.
So, for my part, I am due for the code to write in the Ttmiss studio. So, I have done write the code, and this is the code for the project. And as you can see, I will explain to you one by one. So the first one is defining and including the file in the library, such as include lvrio.h, include utdelay.h since we have the delay second, and for my LCD, I have to download the LCD library from the internet, and I put inside this project, and the name is lcd/lcd.h. So we move to the next part is add modes ABCC and ADCSRA enable amplitude scaler of 128. So next we for the PWM initiator, initialize timer 0 in PWM mode, and this is the code. And we also have to declare the port that we use in the Atmega 64 in the Proteus simulation also. So there are 4 ports that we have used, which is port A, port B, port C and port D. Next we initialize the LCD. This is the coding that we get. So the next one is the main the main condition that we use in this project. So as been explained earlier, our project we use as a safety system for the tank temperature, and the condition is as below. So the first one, in the port B, we initialize the LCD. So for the first, once we run the simulation, the LCD will show the word welcome and delay for 50 milliseconds, and then we will show the loading and delay for 50 milliseconds. Next, we use the LCD will display ready, and next is will be delay for 50 milliseconds. As for it, the this is the character that will fix on the LCD, so that if there is any temperature that it has right, so it will always show the temp value and degree C. So let's go to the condition. So the first condition is if the temperature of the tank is from 0 to 50 degrees Celsius, so port A will detect and port C will detect. OCR0, OCR2 which is used for the motor, and the system will and the LCD will show the system normal, means that the two motor will not moving. For the second condition, which is for the temperature from 51 to 75 degrees Celsius, which is also the same port, which is port A and port C, and one motor is moving, and the motor is OCR0, and the coding is 255. So OCR2, which is the motor 2, is not moving, since the value is 0, and the LCD will show the warning on the simulation. And the final condition is the temperature around 76 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius, same port, which is port A and port C, and two motor will move together, which is motor 1 and motor 2, and motor 1 will have the value 255, and the motor 2 will have same the value, which is 255 also. Next, the LCD will show danger words, which is the character on the LCD, means that to inform the people which is the condition of the system is in high temperature. Or else if the temperature if exceed 100 or below 0 degrees Celsius, the LCD will show unknown and the motor will not moving. That's all for the coding part.
Alright, so this is the circuit configuration for our project. We use an Atmega 64, a motor driver, two DC motors, a set of LED, green, yellow and red with the buzzer, and then a temperature sensor, LM35, and also an LCD. Alright, so for port A, it is connected to the input for the motor controller, and then for port B, it is connected to the motor driver also, but as the path width modulation for motor 1 and also motor 2. And then for port C, it is connected to the relay of the LED, which is green, yellow and red respectively. And also for port D, it is connected to the LCD, which is going to display the message that have been set in the coding. And then lastly, for port F, it is connected to the LM35, the temperature sensor, where it will act as an input. Okay, so we wait for the simulator to start up. Alright, for this, for our project, we have set a few terms for the program. whereby for the when the temperature sensor detects 0 until 50 degrees Celsius, it will turn on green, and the LCD will display system normal. So if we change the temperature, for example, from 25 until 35, and then it will still remain the same because it is in the range of 0 and 50 degrees Celsius. This is what will happen if we change the temperature, for example, to 60 degrees Celsius, and then the LCD will display the value, and it will display the message warning, turn on the yellow LED, and the first motor will be turned on. Alright, so for the second term, for the second range, it is 51 degrees Celsius until 75 degrees Celsius. Alright, and last but not least, if we change it to let's say 80 degrees Celsius, whereby it is in the range of 76 until 100, for the final range, for the third range. Alright, it will display the temperature also, and the message is going to be danger, so it will turn on the red LED as well as the buzzer, and it will turn on both of the motors, motor 1 and motor 2. So this is our project, and thank you.